Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, we finna go ahead and kick it out, man. We're gonna start it out tonight with Kevin as our special guest. And then I just wanted to really highlight what you've been doing, bro. I like what you've been doing around the community. I I mean, you remind me so much of myself, man. Years ago when I was really out there, boots on the ground, head first, trying to make a change. So I wanted to kind of get you on, and you can introduce yourself and let people know what you're doing, and we'll go from there.
For sure. Well, y'all can hear me good.
Yeah, we
Yep.
can hear you.
Okay, for sure. Well, first of all, bro, I appreciate you for inviting me to your show. And I'm Kelvin. You know what I'm saying. A lot of people in my city they know me a big fan. Um, but yeah, I do what I do. You know what I'm saying because it's like the people need to see this. You know what I'm saying. I feel like we so divided as individuals that we don't understand how like separated we is as a collective. So I'm just trying to, what I'm saying, shed light to, what I'm saying, the bigger picture and give back because what I'm saying, like I was in the streets, and I feel like if I can mislead, what I'm saying, without the influence that I got, then why not try to use that for something positive, what I'm saying? But we'll get more into detail as we, what I'm saying, go further into. But yeah, that's who I am.
Okay, let just kind of explain a little bit of what you actually do. Like, what's your movement all about? What you actually do? How you go about doing it?
Okay, so boom, my organization is called All Hands on Deck. We not an official nonprofit organization. It really like me and some other people, what I'm saying, that's like minded, what I'm saying, that feel the same way that I feel about certain issues in our communities and we just come together, about 15 of us right now, and what we do is we focus on areas of poverty, um, areas of low income, areas of, what crime is, what I'm saying, like the ghetto, the hood, you know what I'm saying? And so we just go to these areas. We know where they at because, well, I know where they at because they're where I come from, so it ain't enough for me to, go to these neighborhoods. And so what I do is, I go to these neighborhoods, I'm known in the city and I know a lot of these guys. So I just tap in with, the OGs of the neighborhood or the guys I know that the younger people look up to. I don't go to nobody hood, without just no type of, I don't ask for no permission, but it's just a respectful gesture. You know what I'm saying? Just like, hey, look, you and your guys, you know what I'm saying, whoever on their block or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whoever hood they're supposed to be, let's pitch in some money, let's give back, let's show these kids some righteous, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we do it. And it's a few things I'm trying to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? The first thing I'm trying to do is like, you know what I'm saying, in order to unify people, you know what I'm saying, you gotta mitigate issues that are there, you know what I'm saying? So before I can unify the community in the city, that's my main goal. I'm trying to unify our people in the city, you know what I'm saying? Cause there's separation, you know what I'm saying, because of hoods and you know what I'm saying, beef and all that. Like, so boom, the whole goal is to unify our people. But the first thing I gotta do is pretty much like pacify the situation, you know what I'm saying, and bring some type of, what I'm saying, positivity. Like, damn, he going to different hoods and bringing free food, you know what I'm saying. And so and what we do is okay, boom, we'll get up with some guys in the neighborhood, we'll raise up a certain amount of money, we'll get jumpers, we'll get free food, whether it's Little Caesar, whether we get somebody to barbecue the meat, we have free drinks, free pops, man. We just give back to the hood, you know what I'm saying? And we don't get too many outside donation. We coming out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? And we ain't even up. You feel me? Like we ain't rich, we just giving back out the counters of our heart. So we just really trying to bring some type of positive vibes in these neighborhood because man, when I go to these events, man, you hear this stuff these little kids saying, bro. These songs
I,
these little kids listening to, bro. It's
that was
crazy.
my next question to you was gonna be what some of the issues you seeing because you right I mean you right there in the middle of it. Like what some of the issues you seeing or some of the things you think we could do to kind of implement some type of programs or to actually reach some of these children and keep them out of the system, bro.
Okay, for sure. So look now, before I go any further, I want everybody to know, you know what I'm saying. Now I ain't no, you know what I'm saying. I ain't certified in what I do. I'm just somebody from the hood. Hey, listen, I ain't never been to high school a day of my life. You know what I'm saying. I ain't make it to high school, but I got my GED and I've been to like community college, but I'm just going off what I see. So I don't got the perfect plan, but I can tell you what's going on. Like, okay, boom, man, you got a lot of misguided youth out here, man. Like, bro, these young men don't know what the definition of a man is, bro. So
Right.
They just going off what they think is right. Okay, boom. If I catch a body, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? If they might disrespect me and I stand on business and I take it all the way there, that's what a man's supposed to do. But they don't understand what a man is because, bro, we've been letting this go on so long, bro. Like it's corrupt, feeling like the man not being like these fathers not being in these houses, man. It's real, like, bro. It's really real, bro. Like they misguided, and it's like I said, bro, like I said this on Facebook, like man, when you get involved in the street, it's like the street strip away your identity. Man,
Yeah.
look, you can't be involved in nothing that ain't street. You feel me? You can't, bro, you can't go play football to get what it ain't street. You feel me? You can't want to be a scientist because it ain't street, because you lame. You know what I'm saying? So these guys here, it's like this, man. If it's street, that's what makes me a man. I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't do this, what am I gonna identify with? You These guys only had the streets to make them feel known, or you know what I'm saying,
Let me
respected or
ask you this.
whatever.
Let me ask you this. Do you think if there was more opportunities for them to actually go out and make some real money, or for them to actually equip themselves with some type of trade or skill, do you think that they just hopeless? That they gonna fall to the street because they ain't got no other opportunity, or do you think that the the social media and the people in the hood and the community just leading them wrong?
It's both. It's both. You know what I'm saying? It's both because it's like this. You know what I'm saying? It's opportunities out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want it, you can go get it like me. Bro, I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Most of my years, my preteen to my teenage years, bro. I grew up in Bruford Garden. That's in Starkville, man. That's the trap. You feel me? But man, I had the desire enough. I had enough desire in my heart to go get that. You feel me? But a lot of these guys don't have the desire because there is no their desire is directed in the wrong place because the people that's supposed to be leading them, they are showing them the wrong direction. So get what? They desires ain't gonna want to be no engineer. They desires ain't gonna want to be no carpenter. I want to see a dope. Cause do what I see Unc doing, he running it up. You feel me? But Unc ain't telling them what come with it. So they just having to take these licks as it come to them. But yeah, true enough, they need more opportunities though. You know what I'm saying? If it was closer to the neighborhoods where we at, man, look how far out the opportunities is from the hood physically. That shit
Right.
separated. It ain't close. That shit ain't walking distance from the hood. But get what? A liquor store is.
You right.
So you know what I'm saying? If the opportunity was there, hell yeah. But at the same time, we as the new generation as the leaders, bro, we gotta put this in these guys' heart. We gotta let them know, like, bro, you don't have to be street. So it both of them play a role. That's how I feel.
Okay, okay. Now, what you kind of want to take this to? Like, what's the bigger picture? How you want to how you gonna move forward, and what's the plans you got for your organization moving forward?
Man, so look, if I can really just take that as far as I could, bro, like right now, bro, I'm just trying to unify the people and show them how much stronger we is together. Once we can, if we can come together, bro, and unify, then we can go in front of these people who are really, who really over everything. Like, bro, like, okay, boom, these neighborhood, like these housing projects, bro, like the living conditions are not right. But get what though? Everybody want to complain about it, but don't nobody want to unify and come together and really stand on business and write petitions or what's supposed to be going on. Another example, I'm a convicted felon, but I don't even live like that no more. But I can't have no firearm to protect myself. You feel me? I'm a convicted felon, but I don't live like that no more. And I'm paying my dues back to the community, but I can't vote and decide on what's going on in my area. You feel me? So I feel like we felons could have been had their voting rights reinstated, but guess what? We as a people can't come together, bro. We can't come together, bro. That's why these hoods the way it is. That's why people living in these low income areas. Your housing ain't right. You supposed to have proper heating, AC, but we can't get that. Why? Because we too busy separated individually, and we can't come together as a collective. That's the whole goal. If we can come together, we can demand our rights. But we can't get there until we unify, bro.
I feel you on that. I feel you. So when I see you had something going on today, kind of talk about what you did today and when your next event, where it's gonna be at, and when it's gonna be.
Well, today I was just there was some other type of, you know what I'm saying, my girl cooked food, you know what I'm saying. So that was just her only thing. But the last event that we did, we went over there by Brooks for going and did an event at the West Side Park, man. We had jumpers, uh man, free man, we had a guy, man, barbecued out. Man, I'm talking about a boatload of meat, man. We tried to feed the goddamn world. But we had plenty of food, man. We just gave back to the community, man, and just man, just to see them kids having a good time like that, man, it just hit different. It feel different, you know. So that was the last event we did, and right before school started back, we finna do a backpack drive. You know, we gotta get these kids some backpacks. So
Right
it's in
on.
that move.
Yeah, I respect everything you're doing, bro. I know where you at, and when you get into doing stuff like that, man, it be like that's a lifetime job, dog, because it work on your heart. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it out of the
Mm-hmm.
goodness of your heart, and it's needed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
do y'all ever have like speakers to come out and speak to the children or anything like that?
Well, nah, not yet, man. That's what I eventually want to do, man. I really want to start speaking at these events and possibly having other people come speak at these events too, because you know I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, when I go do these events in business, I be thinking like, man, listen, bro, blowing up these jumpers and cooking hot dogs and chicken, bro. That's not getting the message thoroughly across. Like, so you know what I'm saying? I gotta really stand on their business and find a way to really spread the true message across while doing this. But like I say, you gotta pacify the situation. My dad always told me, like, you can't feed nobody no nothing heavy if they can't digest it. So it's something that, what I'm saying, we gotta really just work on. Like right now, it just look like, oh damn, bro, getting back to the hood, but the whole time, bro, really got a plan. So what I'm saying, looking on in the for the future. Man, hell yeah, we gonna, hey, listen here, pay me the mic. This what really going on now. Don't think we out here just barbecue and just give y'all free food because we just feel, nah, we trying to do something really bigger than it. We trying to unify these communities. We trying to give these kids a safer environment to live in. So, I'm definitely gonna find a way to implement what's really going on in the near future, for sure, for sure.
Word, word. Uh, just my opinion. Just a little tip or whatever. Man, start hosting you some stop the violence rallies and shit because you gotta understand. Like these kids nowadays, bro, they not gonna really listen to nobody that they can't identify with. Meaning,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't gonna listen to this, some dude coming who ain't been through the gauntlet, who ain't really, then had their feet in the fire. They ain't gonna respect that. Now you
Mm-hmm.
got a platform right now where you right there in the fight and just figure you something out, bro, where you can directly affect whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 on, you know, one more than enough. So figure
Mm-hmm.
out you some little programs and we'll brainstorm, bro. We can come together and do something, but need to figure out something that we can get them in directly, where we can just keep them out of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because you got their attention, bro, and
Hell
like I
yeah.
said, they'll listen to somebody that they feel like they can identify with.
Yeah, yeah, and then like, what I'm saying, a lot of these young guys be hitting me up, what I'm saying, behind closed doors, and which I respect it. What I'm saying, like, brother, pull some shit out like this here, brother. Especially if you from the street, I know you feel where I'm coming from, brother. To go from in the streets and on living like that to turn around and say like, look, bro, this what we really need to be on, bro. You got to be real brave hearted and courageous and really careless about, what I'm saying. You got to really, and you got to be well respected too for the streets to respect it. You feel me? Like, bro, the streets ain't gonna just respect the fact, like saying like, okay, boom, you were just street, now you doing this. So obviously, what I'm saying, they respect me enough. You know what I'm saying? They know what's going on. So a lot of these young guys, they hit me up behind closed doors because they ain't got the brave heart and the courage to say, you know what, I'm on what he on. Because then they may think they homeboy gonna look at them like, oh, you this and that. I don't want to cook too much on the podcast. I'm just giving
It's
it to
all
you
good,
raw. You
bro. It's
feel me?
all good.
Okay, for sure, for sure. But you know what I'm saying, if one of the other young niggas try to pull out what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, they might be looked at like, oh, you a bitch ass nigga, cause you know what I'm saying. But niggas ain't gonna do me like that, cause they really know what I'm on. So a lot of these guys, instead of standing out there on the front line with me, they'll rather just hit me up on my inbox and get, what I'm saying, a word of advice, like, what I'm saying. And I respect that. So a lot of these guys I talk to them behind closed doors, these guys that really done slid on guys, these guys that really done, standing on business out here in the street, they behind closed door, they like, man, I really feel what you want, but I really need to be out here for my son. You know what I'm saying? So I held my moments where I get to talk to them behind closed doors. So, but man, it takes some work to get these young niggas to put their pride to the side and say, you know what, you ain't my op no more. Let's put it to the side. So, man,
Right.
it's a work in progress, man. I promise,
Hey,
it's a work.
long as you keep doing it, bro, and they see people responding to it in a positive way, then that's how we are as people, though. Like eventually they'll get on board with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I see Hill in the chat. Hill threw out an idea. He said some 3-on-3 basketball tournaments in different parts throughout the city.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. And I'm with
But
all that. I'm with all ideas, man. I'm with all ideas, cause man, anything that can be positive, bro, I'm all for it. So any idea, man, y'all shoot them out there.
oh yeah, I applaud you for what you're doing again, bro. And you can hang around on the panel if you want to hang out for the topics or whatever. I appreciate your time. And if anybody else on the panel got some questions for him, or got any comments or whatever, y'all feel free to chime in. I see Miss Deborah said boxing matches,
Yeah, for sure, for
but
sure. I get
but it's
into
all
that
good.
too.
If you want to hang out for a minute, bro, it's cool. If not, I know you probably busy or whatever. It's all good. I appreciate your time, man. You come back on at any time, and we'll link, man. I hit you in your inbox or something. We'll come up with some ideas, dog.
Okay, bet. And then look, I definitely like to be a guest on some other topics too now, cause I like chopping it up too. So I
Oh yeah, we
definitely
got
love it.
we
You know
got
what
a
I'm saying?
couple
Come back
topics on
again.
tonight. We got three topics, bro. Tonight is the first one is women get so easily bored with relationships. Why they the first ones are usually the ones who want commitment in marriage. All right. The second topic is what should a woman bring to the table besides sex? And the last topic is what should a man bring to the table basically besides money?
Mm.
So
Oh,
that's what we're
okay,
gonna chop it up on those
well,
tonight.
I stick around for one. I share my opinion on one.
It's all good. All right, the first topic we got, Chad, you want to lead into it?
Yeah, that's cool. I do want to say, like, I love what you're doing down there. I feel like more of our communities need that. I grew up in inner city Memphis. It's rough. It's real rough out there, and I just feel like so many of our communities are lacking strong leaders who come from the same background that these kids are in. And I kind of spoke on that last night when we were talking about mental health and how we lack people who can bridge the gap from someone who can understand where you come from, because it's different when someone's talking to you and has been there versus someone talking to you and they have no idea where you at. So
Right.
I think that's really great what you're doing. I think you should definitely keep at that, and eventually it's going to expand into more communities than just your own. So just keep doing it.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate the love.
What's up,
All
Superior?
right.
I see you just came on.
Hey y'all.
Hey girl.
I know Superior ain't on here, man. No.
Yeah, I
That's
tuned in.
that's the godmother.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look, before I close out, bro. Before I let y'all go, bro. I definitely gotta say, cause she just came on here. Listen, man. Throughout her whole journey of everything I've been on, man, Miss Superior been like, man, a very, very strong support system. Like, man, it's a whole crazy story how we met. I'm gonna tell y'all that another time, but man, listen, man, this is a very, very, very special lady, and she on to my real special lady, man. So I definitely she play a big part in what I'm saying, everything I've been on too. So I definitely got to give her flowers for sure, for sure.
Oh, thank you.
That's what's up.
Love.
And we got Superior. We're gonna hire her Tuesday. She gonna be back on Tuesday. Like, so be sure to check that out too.
Yes, I'll be on Tuesday. I want to tune in today. This is my first time. I just want to tune in. Never been on a podcast. Just see what it was about. So I'm excited, Zay. Thank you for inviting me.
It's all good. Appreciate you for coming. You can go ahead, Chad.
Okay, so the first topic we're gonna get into is shit, I'm trying to find it. All right, if women are typically easily bored in relationships, why are they more likely to want commitment in marriage? So I can tell you why I think that. I feel like women crave security, and even though they get easily bored, it's a better idea of feeling secure than it is being, kind of just off in the world, like with no real. foundation, I guess you could say. No
Well,
safety net.
you mean financial security or
Yeah, I mean, most of the time,
physical security?
I mean, it's really all of that, but more so, like I feel like women crave more financial security than anything. And I mean, but even outside of that, when you think on terms of being in a relationship, like if some shit happen, I don't have to figure it out by myself. I can call my man and be like, whoop de whoop, this going on, like what I need to do. And that's just me personally. But I know I have a lot of friends, and I mean, that's what they lean back on their men for. When something happens, they don't have to, call the shots. They got someone they can call and converse with and figure it out with someone versus just having all of the weight on them.
Do you think it's more like it's a maturity thing too, though? Like women tend to emotionally mature a lot faster than men.
I feel like they do mature emotionally faster than men. Um, but I don't feel like that has anything to do with them just wanting a man.
I'm saying
Like
wanting to be
wanting.
married, like wanting to be married. Like most
Well,
women want to
yeah,
be
yeah,
married.
yeah. Most women want to be married because most women, by the time they reach a certain age, they didn't kind of did what they was gonna do, and they ready to be past it. They ready to be laid up and have a more structured lifestyle.
Do you think the older a woman get, the chances of her being married drops dramatically?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think that. I honestly think that the older a woman gets, the chances of her getting married are higher. I know a lot of I have nail clients that got married at later ages, but that's because the men, around their age were ready to settle down if they hadn't already settled down with someone else or had got out of other marriages that didn't work because they might have been in an immature space. But I know a lot of older women who have got married pretty
You
quickly
know,
once
you know,
they.
you know the statistics on black women is only 1 out of 4 black women get married as of 2023.
You know what? And when I was thinking about topics earlier, I was gonna say something about, about the black race as a whole and why they are less likely to get married.
Okay,
And
the
it
the
takes
numbers
longer for
drop
them to get
drastically
married.
when they turn 30. Like I think it's 1 in 4 women get married, black women just ever. And when you turn 30, I think the chances of that decreases by maybe 40%.
That's a lot. I felt, but it's kind of like what we was talking about last night about how they developed this. Well, I don't need a man; I got it on my own, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna just thug it out.
Point being, like we got to start back teaching our daughters to be wives,
See
to be
that, and
wise.
that's the thing. When I was thinking about the topic earlier, and I can say this for sure because I'm half white and I'm half black, and my white side of my family operate completely different than my black side of my family. Like as that's what my grandmother taught me to be as a kid. She wanted me to go to school, get my education, and to prepare to be a wife and a mother.
Hmm.
And so that's like, that's kind of when I got into like having kids and this and that, like that's what I really longed for because she kind of had set it out to me. Whereas, my black side of my family, they really like it's a lot more of them that are not married than it is on my white side of my family. Like literally everybody on my white side of my family is married.
Yep, that's a big problem in our community. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Do I got everybody muted or something?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Y'all can
Who
hear
is
me?
Sil- Who is Silverback? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the question, because y'all had touched on like a few different topics, I wanted to tap in a few times.
Go ahead. You breaking up a little bit.
He said we had touched on a few topics and he wanted to tap in on a few things.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, y'all can hear me good?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Okay, like one thing though was said about like women mature faster emotionally than men. I don't really too much think is the fact that they mature emotionally faster. I think it's more like women just they just have they rely more on emotion than logic. Because as men, what I'm saying, like we have to deal with we deal with things more logically. What I'm saying, even though emotions being involved, we still have to decide logically. So I feel like it's just more the fact that women use emotions more. What I'm saying. So I don't think the women I don't think it's the fact that they just mature faster, or I don't think it's that. And as far as the women getting married before 30, man, I just think like I don't know. It got a lot to do with, what I'm saying, people growing up and not seeing their family married. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you go to a
Right.
family and you see the mother and dad was in the army. Of course the kids and all the other kids gonna be in the army. If you go to a family of doctors, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be more likely that, the children gonna be doctors. But if you grow up in if you grow up in a household and you don't see your mama married for 30 years, what make you want to get married, and then what's gonna make you want to get married or be married? You know what I'm saying? What's the odds? So I think they got a lot to do with it too.
Yep. A lot of our households are fatherless. So when you got boys growing up, like they don't see their dad loving their mom, or their dad ain't teaching them how to protect or love women, and it's vice versa. I said this yesterday. Most girls grow up in a house and they don't understand or know what love is. So when they get of age and a man really trying to show them love, a lot of times they reject it,
And
and
be
they
self
do it without
sabotage.
even really knowing it. Taylor, I'm trying to
Hmm.
bring you on. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So back to the comment you
And then
made
also,
about
Go ahead.
you think that men just think more logically than women. Could it be because we teach our boys not to have any emotions at all? Because that is
yeah,
a
for
thing.
sure. And
Like from
also,
a go ahead.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And then it's not only that the parents tell them. It's more like when you in a relationship, it's like your girlfriend don't even support you showing emotions as much too. It's like the generation of women don't even support it. You know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, when Tyrese was crying and doing all that, like, look how them folk made a fool out that man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he was emotionally charged about something for real though. And then so it's not only the fact that saying like, okay, well, my mama said, oh, it's not okay for a man to show shit. These women said, society said too. So it's
Yep.
not
Right,
just
but I feel
the
like
household,
as much as we teach the boys that, like, our daughters hear us saying these things, our daughters hear us saying these things whenever we tell our sons this. So I feel like that's how they kind of, okay, baby, go get your meat. That's how, I feel like that's how the world is shaped. Like, because all of these people are just sons and daughters of other people. So any perspective they have has been taught to them from someone. So
Yep.
the daughters pick up when you telling your son, like, your daughter crying, you like it's okay, but when her brother cry, you like, nah, like, yeah, you can have them. You like, nah, you need to be a man. So that puts in our daughter's head that men don't show emotion. They're not supposed to. They're weak if they do.
and I'm gonna say this last thing on that right there. Um, in this generation, with the families being so broken, a lot of things are not learned at home. A lot of things are learned on social media. A lot of perspectives are gained on social media. You know what I'm saying? Look at how often these little kids be on their phone on TikTok or on Facebook scrolling, and what I'm saying, picking up perspectives off social media instead of picking up in the homes. Because if the child ain't on the phone, the parents on the phone, they ain't taking the time out to, what I'm saying, really mold these children into, what I'm saying, real young men and real young men and real young women. So a lot of these children these days, even preteens, they really getting a lot of their perspectives off social media on what a man should be, or how a man should be, or how a woman should be.
I completely agree with that. Completely agree with that. We
Hey,
have these electronics raising these kids.
this a little bit out topic, but what age y'all think y'all should allow y'all children to start using social media site?
I don't
Oh,
Man, I
hey,
ain't.
before
feel
you
like
answer it, before y'all answer it, I'm just letting y'all know I ain't saying too much because I'm driving on the highway right now, man.
Okay,
back.
you all good. I figured you. I seen you were busy early. It's all good.
Uh,
I really don't plan on letting my kids on social media sites. I've already taken YouTube from them because when I'm like they just on kids YouTube on my thing and I can monitor what they watch, but even then like it's so many things that aren't filtered out on that. And it's so many things that my kids were picking up on that they don't learn in my household. So I took YouTube off the thing. So as far as social media goes right now, I don't even plan on letting my kids on social media.
In the
the guy
chat,
that's over TikTok don't let his kids watch it until they 13 or older. No, older than 13. So they let you know what he think about our kids.
Right.
yep,
Hey, I'm
and
gonna be
ask
real
him.
though. I mean,
Go ahead.
Being with what I know
when
now,
I
like
hear
we
social
all
media, I mainly think about like Facebook or Twitter or something like that. But if we speaking in a broader perspective, like YouTube or something like that, I mean, it's alright for them to use it because it's not about what you're using, it's about how you're using it. It's not
True.
about what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, and you need to give your child a certain amount of space to be able to intervene. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look now, this ain't what you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? This right here, show it to them and let them know this is not that. You know what I'm saying? So when the time comes and it presents itself, because you know you trying to hide it from your child, and then when it presents itself to your when it presents itself, you know the child wouldn't know to restrain so hard. Like you know, so
Mm,
I feel like it's not about using social media. It's about how you use it and showing your child, what I'm saying, how to go about using it because at the rate generation is going, this is gonna be the way. You gotta have a phone. You gotta have electronics. So it
Yeah.
ain't no keeping your child off no phone. They have to have these.
well,
So
that could be, I mean, that could be circumstantial because you, I mean, to necessarily thrive in life, depending on what you define thriving, you don't necessarily have to have electronics. There are community like where I live at, I stay in the country, it's Amish people and they thrive in their community, but
I'm glad you said that.
they have no connection to the outside world, period. Whenever their children are born, they don't even learn English first, they learn Dutch first because that is their native tongue, like from their origin, and then they learn English. But they don't watch television, they don't drive cars, they don't do anything in the outside world, and they thrive as a community. So that's a circumstantial thing on if you need that.
for
Man, I'm
sure.
gonna just touch on with just the Amish people. I actually went to an Amish community. I was doing some work there, and they really got it going on, man. They own all the land.
Man,
They grow
show do.
all their own food. If you
Correct.
go in a restaurant, it's not a McDonald's. It's a homegrown restaurant with fresh foods that they grown on their farm. Like
Hmm.
everything is kept in that circle, and like she said, they thrive like that. Black people need to take a page out of them people book because it's really impressive how they live without the shit we think that we need. They don't give a fuck about it, and they
Right,
wealthy people too.
right. We have been tricked into thinking we need the things that we don't even require to live. To live, you have to have shelter, food, and water. That's it.
Yeah,
So it's like it's a mind fuck that America and the society, and even outside of America, the society that we live in today has mind fucked us to make us think that we need all of these things, and then we've become a slave to those things, like electronics and YouTube and shit like that, that teaches our kids all of these corrupt ways.
right. I agree.
But that's when parenting come in though, because you can always put your parental guidance on there. It's just
Yeah, you.
a lot of people don't go back and check. A lot of people don't go back and put that on there, and they just
You
let them ride with
can.
whatever it is.
Hey, but listen, I got my kids' YouTube settings was on from 3 to 6 years of age. Okay, like they're not even on big YouTube. I just have them on kids' YouTube. I'm in the nail shop, so when I was going to the nail shop, I was giving my kids tablets so they could be entertained, so I can work and this and that. But I'm still listening to and tuned in everything they doing. They have an adult, two adults dressed as kid characters, and they were talking about going to school and not being popular because you didn't kiss someone. Now this was on kids YouTube from the ages 3 to 6. Like I have strict parental controls on it. I got it to where they have to um like even the notifications have to come to my phone for me to accept stuff, and I can watch everything they've watched and all of that. And on 3 to 6 age YouTube was two adults dressed as kids, things that appeal to little children. Like the girl had face painted on with the little rosy cheeks and the little wig with the little two ponytails and all of this. And they were talking about going to school and kissing and making out on a child YouTube channel. So you can say that you're monitoring it and have these certain guidelines for it, but when they go in their room and stuff, you don't know what's on there, what's being showed.
Exactly. That's what we were trying to chime in and say. Even though if right now we could like just say, okay, we know what's on the internet, we know what's on social media. Let's limit our kids. We can't limit them because even on the child stuff, even if you go in there and put the age range, even on the child cartoons, on the child YouTubes, it's like information that kids learn. Like they're starting to put that on everything. They're starting to put I don't want to say that community. And they're starting to put that all
LGBT.
on yeah, no, honestly, I didn't know how to say it. I said I didn't want to. But
Okay.
they're starting to put that on little kids shows. They're starting to put that like
It's government funded now. So, of course, to get government funding, you have to participate in all programs. That's one of the programs. So, you may not want your child to get into it, but because
Can
it's
you come
government
closer
funded,
to the Can you come closer to
okay,
the mic? I can barely hear you.
all right, because that's it's government funded now, they have to put those programs inside any program that is government funded. So if you do not want your child to know it, then I mean, or be a part of it, then you have to do a private setting. Yet anything that is government funded, like that program or being supported by the government, they have the right to put it into the public schools and into any government funded program. So yes, they will put it in schools. Yes, you do have the classroom do have to abide by it. The internet. That's why they do have it on the internet because it's government funded now.
that's what I said. Like even if you wanted to, and we could do parental controls. It's still that link where it can get through, and our kids can be influenced.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor. If mute your mic until you talking. What's up, my boy? I see you done climbed down. What's going on? You want to chime in?
What
Go
what
ahead. The
up?
floor is yours. What's going on?
Hey.
Toby, y'all want to chime in? Go ahead. The floor.
I look, well, I say something. I say something. Like, okay, boom, like they go all the way back to like the way man. It's like I'm 26 years old. I don't know everybody else here, but I'm 26. When I was coming up as a child, we ain't seen no commercials of no man kissing no man. That was not pushed on us. You know what I'm saying? Like so our parents didn't have to constantly force and reinforce like, okay, listen, this is not what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it was not pushed on us. So we as the older generation, we have to be able to adapt to all these new tricks that the government trying to play with us. You know what I'm saying? Like they just come to us being more aware and more on game, you know what I'm saying? So we know that we can't hide it from these kids. So if we can't hide it, we just have to intervene and say, listen, this is what's going on. These people that made it okay for the LGBTQ community, I'm not against it. I ain't saying that I am, but if you do not want your child to be a part of it, you inform your child on what's going on instead of, these programs trying to slip it on us, or slip it on your child. You go in there and inform your child what's going on and let them know, hey, look, this is what's going on. Or even in a other negative situation that they trying to cover up and make it look okay and cool, like the video she was saying about the little kissing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They trying to do this stuff so many different kind of ways, and it's so advanced now. You know what I'm saying? That us as the older generation, we got to be up on it because they really doing it. At first, it just started off as little commercials and trying to hide it, but now they being more aggressive with it too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just one or two videos. It's every video you see, every commercial you see. So we just have to be more up on it and communicate with our kids more instead of trying to hide it from them. I mean, I would rather expose my child and explain what's going on before I let a YouTube video trick my child to let them think it's okay.
Word. I agree with you on that.
But that go back to what I was saying the other day, Fat. the kids around other people more than they're around us, especially during the school year. So it's like your teaching gonna have to be extra, extra, extra educational for it to actually just rub off on them. Because in the school year, the kids is in school or either sleep more than they're around their parents.
Yep, it's easy for one child not to have no parental control, and he in the bathroom showing all the boys somebody getting hit from behind or some shit. You know.
Real
Exactly.
talk.
Toby, you can
So
chime in if you want to. Go ahead.
and on top of what he was just saying, and I feel like that's what what I'm saying. Like he said, we ain't around our kids as much as other people. So that's why I feel like the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. You can't feel like, oh, well, that ain't my child. I ain't got nothing to do with what they got going on. And we just got to be more unified, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able. Look, I don't know who your mom and dad is, but listen, you doing something you ain't got no business doing. You better cut it out. And and the other parents shouldn't take it no type of way because that's another problem. We too busy. Oh, you shouldn't have said this to my child. Nah, man. Look, it's gonna take everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because the way the world going, you can't. It's hard. Hard. It's hard. So everybody, all the adults and all the leaders need to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? That's one way to go about it too.
Yep, they just go back to the we gotta get back to the community thing, the village.
Yeah,
Because man,
yeah.
you got parents out here now that you can save their child from destruction or just try to tell them something that's right, and now you got a problem with the parents.
Mhm. Yep.
But like I was speaking on yesterday, that goes back to like how I was telling you about, like we could start a community. We could have our own schools. It's that's what Indians do. Indians start their own communities. They have their own schools. They have their own governing laws, and we just don't take the steps necessary to do these things. We will sit up here and talk about it and discuss it and identify the problems, but we won't be active in moving forward to do something about it.
I feel
Because really, in all honesty, the curriculum that's taught in the schools is not set up for our children anyway.
Nah, the curriculum that's taught in the school just set up for somebody to go to work for 40 years for somebody.
Right. Correct. That's overcorrect. Like this, and until we pull our kids from a system that's not meant for us to begin with, we are going to continue to fall short.
Right, because the Boston Tea Party in the history book in school is wrong.
Man,
All of the stuff
That
in the
is
history
not
book
how
in
the
school is
Boston Tea
wrong.
Party was prepared. I'm sorry.
yeah, they pretty much taught us a bunch of bullshit in school. They they
Everything that they
they
taught in school.
indoctrinated us with exactly how they wanted us to think and the things that they wanted us to know. Like, just think about it, as black people, we don't know our native language. We don't know the things. We don't know the religions that we worship. We don't know the things like we don't know none of that. All the shit we know is what another race of people told us.
Right. And that's
And
sad.
then let me chime in a chime on top of that, man. Every race, every race in America can always go home except our race. Every race in America can say, "Oh well, I'm going back home to over here," or "I'm going back to my native land." We can't do that though.
Yeah,
Hey, but at the same time, who's to say that we're not already home? Who's to say that we were brought over here like that? It's some different things and some different topics, which I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but it's some different things out there to study that show that the first race in America was what we believe to be of African descendants.
yeah,
And
I'm with you on that.
America was actually our home. And if we look at the history books and how they taught us everything else that is a lie, who's to say the Mayflower bringing the Pilgrim that was a lie?
Man, listen to
That Christopher
me.
Columbus discovered
I,
America.
I want everybody on this
It was a
panel
lot.
to ask themselves this right here. Way back then, who in the fuck orchestrated a boat that could come from Africa to a goddamn miracle?
Nobody.
And
It's not.
you got if you got 6 slave captors and you have thousands of slave captives, how the hell did 6 people get thousands of people over here? And
Yeah.
they didn't disrupt that, they didn't defy that, they just merrily got on the damn boat and rode over here.
But yeah,
Lying.
that's a topic
That
for
don't
another
y'all
day.
even
Go
make
ahead.
sense.
y'all saying y'all don't think the slave trade was real?
I'm not saying the slave trade wasn't real. I'm saying they came over here to a land we were already at and enslaved us in the land we already. That sounds more logical than they brought all of us over here and it was only a few of them. They came over here and enslaved us in our own land.
Bro, you got boats like the Titanic that then sunk. I'm talking about there was thousands of feet built off real material. Think about it. Back in those days, they probably had to build boats off wood. So how far a wooden boat gonna go with thousands of black people on it, from Africa way to America? Like, what's the chances of that shit really happening, dog?
It ain't no chance.
Hey, look, well, let me
Right.
ask this
It
though. Let
sounds
me
more
ask this
logical that
though.
they just enslaved us here.
If this was our land, how the hell we were lacking so bad for these folks to just catch us lacking and snatch our land from us like this?
Well,
Because
they
they
did.
brought
If that's the
diseases over
scenario.
here.
They
They
did.
but they brought diseases over here. They came. I mean, just like when they go into these countries and do missionary things and try to teach them religion that they don't believe in, they came over here, acted to befriend us, and then pulled the wool over our eyes. And this
They was.
happens all the time.
I'm gonna give you one word:
I don't think we were
violence.
that sweet.
That's how they did it. Violence.
Okay.
So what were the Indians that doing all this?
Hi.
Because we was taught this was their land. They took it from them too. So where
All of
they
that
come to play?
bullshit.
Well,
All of that
it's a
bullshit.
theory. It's a theory that the Indians weren't actually the Indians, and that got changed whenever they started doing these school publications, and they paid people to come in and act as if they were the Indians, and that's what the reparations are for. So it's basically a payoff. We're gonna place you in the history books as this group of people to cover up who the real group of people was. So the only way I don't know, baby. It's in there by my bed. Show them where the charger at. The only way to fool people and to trick them is to keep changing the narrative on who they really are. Because if I keep changing the narrative, we done went from Negroes to colored people to black people to African American. If I keep changing the name and the narrative of who you are, then you're confused now and you don't know where to go and where to turn.
Okay,
True.
okay, so this is my thing. Before all the continents spread, it was known that all the continents were together.
That was
So
prior to
if
the
you had,
continental
if
drift.
you correct, so if you had each, whether you had race or anything else, it also goes back to say that literally black women carry the Eve gene, meaning we can produce any color child. Okay, if the world was together and the continental drift started going on, back then the travel from Africa to America might not have been that long. Back then, they did build most boats out of wood and bamboo and animals. So, if like, I don't understand how it would be hard to believe that we actually came from that part of Africa to America,
No, I
because
actually think we
and each race
occupied.
was separated already.
I think we occupied the whole planet Earth thousands of years before white people even were humane.
That's what I'm saying. We literally black people. We already were here. Because, like I
Hmm.
said, it's the reason why they're so interested in black women and black men is because the gene and everything that we carry. It's not just the melatonin. It's like the gene and everything we carry. So if we're able to produce light skinned baby with blue eyes, white skinned baby with green eyes, black skinned baby with brown eyes, like I would think that we probably did work with the main central area and everything spread it out, races mixed, and everything worked in God's plan. So how would it be far fetched to think that we first was over this way? Because it's known fact that the world began in the Mesopotamia area in Africa. So if we
Mhm.
all came from there, and as the continental drifted, everything spread it out, how is it not hard to believe that they would make boats to bring the ones that stayed in that area over to North America?
But then you kind of got to question it too. You got to look at it like this: it's known fact by who? If everything we have learned in the history books is a lie, who are we to say that those known facts are actually facts?
Right.
I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just saying it is a great discussion to have. That who are we to say that all these things we've been taught about the first civilizations and stuff were really the first civilization?
Right. He'll say it's way more black folks than Indians. That's correct. But I mean, you get all these stories from the black
Uh,
community, like of older black people saying, "Hey, yo, hell, my great great grandmama looked like a full blooded Cherokee Indian." So how we so far? How we so disconnected? Like
You
we
know,
all one people.
right. You know what's so crazy? I did my ancestry DNA. I know for a fact that I have Native American blood in me. On my ancestry DNA, on my mother's side, I was able to trace back the first known European settler in the 1700s with the first Cherokee woman, like got her name and everything, her kids'
Wow.
names and everything. I got the documents. No, you cannot watch TV in here. Bye. I got the documents like pulled up like where he was listed on the boat that came over here. And on my genealogy, I have no Native American blood in me. But I literally have on the same website it traced back to the first Native American who was in my family.
Wow.
So how
Because,
do
like I
I
said,
have no Native American blood in me, but I have like all of my bloodline is from parts of Africa and European descent, but parts of Africa. So that's why because the Native Americans were African descendants.
Yep.
and that's why I said that's part of the Eve gene. Like if you read up on it, there is an Eve gene that they know are in all black women. We produce different kids. You can be with another black man and you can come out and produce a different child that looks very much different from the mother and the father.
Hmm. I think that's why you see so many black women and black children, black especially black girls, come up missing every year. That ain't no coincidence.
Thank you.
Yes, they need those organs. They need those specific genes to mutate.
All right, we got off subject a little bit, but it was still a good conversation. We're gonna pivot into I guess the next question that we had on the podcast is what should women bring to a relationship besides sex? And this should be good. Well, how many? We got V, Chad, and Toby up. So one of y'all females take the lead on this question. From y'all perspective, let me hear a woman's perspective. What y'all
Well,
think y'all should
from
bring
my
to a
perspective,
relationship?
I feel like support. I feel like a lot of black men lack support.
Support as in elaborate a little bit. Like what do you consider support?
Um, I mean support in a lot of different ways, emotional support. Not more I'm not really even discussing financial support, but financial support if it is needed. Um, but just support all the way around. I feel like we don't listen to black men's feelings. We and that goes back to the discussion earlier when we were talking about, like when Tyrese posted a thing and he was distraught because of the situation that was going on and how so many people laughed at him and mocked him. And that was like that showed a huge lack of support he had in a trying time.
I feel you.
Agree.
Y'all want to? one fellas, y'all can chime in and give a opinion or a perspective from y'all point of view on what y'all feel like women should bring to a relationship besides sex.
I would
Vision. I
definitely
think
say,
vision.
This
not
question
only
really
knowing what to bring to the table, but knowing how to bring it to the table. You
Word.
can you can know what you need to bring to the a lot of women, and I don't think they understand that. You know what I'm saying? You can know what to bring to the table, but if you don't know how to bring to the table, you knowing what to bring to the table really don't hold any value because you don't know how. You know what I'm saying? You can say that, oh well, I'm gonna mentally support my man, but if you don't truly know how to mentally support your man, what good is you knowing what to do? You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of, some women struggle with knowing how. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women tend to do what they think is the right thing, but instead of you know what I'm saying, figuring the man out, knowing what that man loves is, and instead of taking it in their own hands, you got to know what works for your man because what you're doing may not. You may be doing it genuinely. You may be genuinely doing it from your heart, but that may not be the love language for your man in that particular area. So everything that you're doing, you may be doing it out of your heart and genuine, but if you don't know exactly the specific method to get through to your man and whatever in whatever area he needs that mental support or emotional support, then it's kind of in vain. So you got to know how to bring it to the table.
And
Word.
that's
I
what I
agree
was gonna.
with you.
That's actually what I was gonna say. I was gonna agree with Kevin. We were gonna say that like literally, we can support. We need to bring support, but we need to know how to bring support. Every person is different. You might think you're supporting by being hard on them, and that's not the support. That's not the type of support he needs.
I'ma chime in. Me personally, like men, we don't require much from a woman. Like me personally, I like a communicator, and I like a woman who's gonna be thoughtful. So I mean, long as you can communicate and talk and really iron out issues and know, like Kevin was saying, you gotta learn your partner. Like learn me,
Hmm.
know what I want without me having to ask for it. And that's it. That's all. Like men, we simple. Like we don't have a long list of
Mm.
requirements like women do. Like we basically, and we want to be respected, not made to look
For
like a
sure, for
fool,
sure.
not embarrassed, none of that shit. And that, I mean, that's the main thing. If you can respect your man,
Hey,
you can communicate with your man, like shit, you 99% there with men, cause we simple.
in fact, I'ma just chime in, man. Just saying that, hey, that respect factor is really the thing with men. Yeah, the women, y'all. This is just my point of view on it. That love, that security, and all that. What's that's what's needed from y'all. That's what y'all. But the men, that respect factor, because we know with that's our love language as a man, that respect at the end of the
Right.
day. And the love which y'all, it's like it's the mutual thing. If the love given from the man, the respect, the respect from the woman coming to the man, it's going. It ain't. Hey, everything getting building up. We thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, in the
Yeah, to hit
time,
think if you come up.
and
I
the
agree with that.
time
Like
we
DB talking
saying,
now. Men do honestly, they're very simple creatures. Like a man don't require much at all. He really don't even want your money. You can take your money, do whatever you want to do with your money. A real man. But I'm just saying. But when it come down respect, if you learn how to respect yourself first, you could definitely be in the position of respecting him. So I agree with him when he said that when it comes to respect, every man want a woman to respect herself just as much she respects him.
And we don't like women that we gotta raise. If we gotta
Oh,
tell you how to
I
be a
agree.
woman, if we gotta tell you how to be a woman, then this you failing. You failing yourself.
hey, can I I'm gonna disagree with that? I'm gonna have to disagree.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna
You
think about how much women beat up while growing times. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. I feel like that defines love too. You know what I'm saying? Being there for a person through their growth. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't want a perfect woman. You know what I'm saying? I want a woman that you know what I'm saying we may have to go through trials and error because love is not tested through the good time. The love gonna be tested through error. You know what I'm saying? And how well can we stay
Work.
unified through tough times? So you know what I'm saying? I feel like one thing we struggle with as men, and I know this kind of off subject. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we give women as much room for mistake and error as much as they give us. You know what I'm saying? We kind of hard on women, so I think that you know you women need a little time, and you know what I'm saying, a little time to grow too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as any human, you know, we all deserve to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's a learning phase for everybody.
Man, you hit it. You said some shit then when you said women are more. They give us more fuck ups than we'll get them basically, and that's true, bro. But I think
Yeah,
that
for
shit.
sure.
It's a lot of times because of like a lot of us men. We have egos, man, and we have
Hmm.
pride. In today's society, you know, having a woman problem can be embarrassing to a man, or it can, you know, it can make you feel some type of way, or society gonna look at you different. So yeah, you know, your girl go out and do something on you, you more prone or typical to leave her for one mistake, and she probably give you 5 or 10 chances. So I agree with that.
Hmm.
But that go back
I
to that thing
just
you were saying about respect, though, Fat. If a man feel disrespected, it's usually gonna be a rap. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
feel
agree
you,
with you about that
but
because respect and
But
communication is like the top
that's
two
like
on my list. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if
that's
a
a
man
double
feel
standard.
disrespected, it's basically gonna be overdone, or if it ain't overdone, it's gonna be some shit y'all go through. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man, as men, we
Hey,
cannot handle the
can I,
shit that females handle, bro. Like that, let's just be real.
hey, look,
As men, we can't handle the same hurt we give a woman if they give it back to us. That's just human nature, dog. I don't know what it is, but we ain't gonna tolerate the shit that they'll put up with.
You right.
But why? So like, why is it
on
like
that
that?
though.
You can't just say it's human
I
nature,
just
like, 'cause
told
that's
you,
a
no, no,
double.
no. I
That's a
told you,
double standard, though.
it's ego. It's ego. That's the biggest thing. Like some a man, his ego, like if he like just take for example, if a man know his woman then went and slept with another man, bro, you know how much damage that did to that man ego. Like even
in
if he
fact,
deal with you again, he fighting so many demons when he look in the mirror at himself because he feel less of a man or he feel disrespected.
just to come on that, just to add to what you talking about, basically, as a man, we feel like if a woman go sleep with another man,
I
you
have
done let
that
that
violated
man,
to the T.
you done let that man conquered you on
Yep.
the real sense of the just to put it out there. And ain't too many men coming off of that. Cause you done we know that women are emotional creatures. I'm just putting it out there. Y'all more tuned with y'all emotions. And if you let a man go sleep, you go sleep with another man like that. You just let a man just feel like he just done conquer. You allowed this man to conquer you. I'm hey, I don't know. Y'all can feel like that's
And
a day.
it's hard for us to unsee it. You know what I'm
Right.
But
saying?
could
Like,
it?
Hey,
no, I
look,
mean,
that was
I
Sis,
get
Yachty
what
just
y'all
so
saying.
said.
sis,
Y'all
but wait a
women
minute.
need
So
the
since
same
Yeah.
way.
women are emotional creatures, could it not be? It's not that I let a man conquer me. You let a man have the opportunity, because if I go out, and I'm just speaking me personally, I'm not a cheater. I don't cheat. If I do cheat, it's a wrap. It's over with. Because once I cheat, my emotions have left you, and so it's not that I let a man conquer me. You did something to where you left me feeling like I didn't have you. And so I went
Mm-mm-mm.
after those things
Hey, but
that
look,
I lacked
Mm-mm.
from you.
Hey, let me ask you this question, Chad.
That's when you
Who
walk away, though.
control? Hold on, Tate. Who controls access to sex?
Shit, I don't know. I
A
control my
man or
own
a woman?
access
Who
to my
control
sex.
it? When people come together and have sex, who control access to sex? Women. I can't get no coochie if you don't give it to me, right?
Yeah, I get what you're
Sad.
So
saying, but
how
I'm
how is
I'm
that
saying
my fault?
on my because if I have left and went and cheated on you, I have emotionally left you. If I have emotionally left you, it is because you left me with a void from my emotional side. You
Okay,
did
but
not feed
Not
my
all the
emotional side.
listen,
not all the
this
time.
that
What
that's
about
that's
what
a
about a
fucked up
woman?
situation though. Because
What
listen,
about a woman that just like to hey, they get with a man that just like to fuck?
Well, she just liked the fuck, and that's the woman you chose, and I can't do nothing about that. This just the woman you
I
chose.
will say this
Shit.
though.
hey, but that ain't
Hey,
fair though. Because a lot of time,
even if you
listen, this is the thing that women do. A woman will go cheat on you, and she'll sit there and blame you for her cheating. No, you have to be accountable for that because I didn't make you do that. You know, you could have came to me, you could have talked to me about it, we could have worked shit out, but you decided to go give someone else access to sex.
I feel
So,
like
but
that's
you
a
can't blame me
circumstantial
for that.
thing, also, though, because your woman might be able to talk to you, but I'm sure it's women out here who have men they have tried to talk to before they cheated.
But
And
I ain't never understood how you can go cheat and then come back. Like if
how can a
as
man
you
go cheat and then come back?
know what I'm
Because we
saying
don't cheat with
That's
is
what I was
emotions.
about to
Men
say.
you
don't cheat with emotions. We cheat with
exactly.
our
You say you
we cheat with
emotionally gone.
feelings.
So
Like
why not physically remove yourself as well instead of go put yourself through that?
Well, I can't speak for everybody. I'm gonna physically remove myself. I'd rather just not cheat. I'd rather physically remove myself. But just speaking on terms of a woman, sometimes a woman wanted to work with her man. Some she cheat. She just fucked up out here because she ain't feeding her what she need to be fed.
I just get on the
But
point that
Fat
like,
was
can I
saying,
chime
why
in?
go cheat then? If you wanted to
okay,
work,
go ahead, go ahead.
you you can
I
go on
so look
chime in.
when when she said when she said, okay, a woman gonna cheat because a man left them, you know what I'm saying, emotionally or whatever, you know, isolated or whatever. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If a woman open their leg, bro, it don't matter what no man did you in the world. It's your independent decision to open your legs. There is nothing in the world that can, bro. Like that's your choice. I don't care what a man do. Like you have the independent decision to say yes, I want this man to hit me from the back, or no, I don't want him to hit me from the back. Like you
Right,
got
you
the choice to
got
make.
it. It's every single female in the chat sitting up here saying that men do something to make them cheat. No, 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 no. Y'all gotta come up off of that. Can't nobody make you do nothing. You made that
No,
decision on your own.
no. If a person cheats, male or female, it is their decision only. I'm not saying it's something you have to do. If I decide to cheat, then I did it because I wanted to do it. If I don't want to cheat, I'm gonna. If it goes to the point where I think I have to cheat, I rather walk. That's like what I don't get with guys. Like whether it's emotion, whether it's not emotion, cheating is cheating.
Well,
Because that
why
emotion
y'all
is still
don't?
hold on, that emotion is still there.
No,
You
cheating
don't
is
want to do
not
it.
just
Your
cheating
wife, so
though.
you
Cheating
willing to go
ain't
ahead and
just
seek
cheating
the
though.
mistress.
Well, why y'all don't break it off with the guy before you go do that?
I said
hey,
what I
Fat.
just said. I said I would rather
Yeah.
break up with somebody and then go be with somebody else. I'm not gonna sit up here and be with somebody. If you're not giving me everything I need, like if you're not being that man I need or I want or desire, then I might as well leave you alone. If somebody else is offering me better, I might as well be with that person. I'm not gonna get
Where
a little
you
bit from here and a little bit from.
where
I'm
you
treating my own
where
self when I
you
have
can
a mind
tell them
to.
that before you go open your
If
legs
I
up.
hold
I'm
on,
just saying.
Exactly.
if you
Hey,
was listening, I
Fat.
literally said before I cheat, I will leave. I literally said that. That's me. You have
Okay,
different
yeah,
types
where
of
you
women.
where
Hold on,
you
sir. You have different types of women. Some women will sit up there and go cheat. Someone will actually leave the relationship and don't even worry back or look back at you. Just like you have different men. Some men will stick it out and wouldn't even try to cheat. Some men would cheat and just try to cover it. And some men will leave and go with the mistress. So it varies people. But me personally, if like, I ain't got to cheat. I just leave you because that means you're not giving me something I was needing. So I'd rather leave.
What? Were you
Now
rocking
see,
like that? Oh, that respect. You rocking like, hey, okay.
hold on. Now my girl sitting right here and she hearing the conversation, right? She said sometimes it depends on the situation that the woman in. All situations are different as to why they might not leave. And I think we touched on this subject last. I know we touched on this subject last night. Some people are financially stuck; they can't go nowhere. So instead of leaving, you endure what the man go through, and you will stay. You just go do what you doing. But you stuck there because you need something back. Because you knowing what your husband doing, you knowing what your boyfriend. Damn, I lost it. You knowing what your husband do, you know what your boyfriend do, but you can't leave. And 9 times out of 10, he know you can't leave. That's why he keep doing what he do.
The lie and guilt cheating on. Can y'all hear?
I can hear you now, but I can hear now, but it had lost everybody.
No, I would say I think guilt play a lot of role in females. Like, a woman, she's slick now. She ain't gonna necessarily get caught doing shit. But I think sometimes women will sabotage their own relationship because of guilt.
Yeah, I think that's true. I feel like women hold more of a guilty conscience over things like cheating than men do.
I think that's
And I
because
think that's why I come back to the access to sex. Women got access to sex. The men had access. The man is bringing the relationship. We are bringing the commitment.
right.
Wait a minute.
It's all everything is really it's to the point that everything is really hand in hand.
Both ways.
Y'all have some y'all a woman have some that a man that we that it all come down to we
Weak to
interdependent.
it. Y'all
She
weak
said
to
weak
it.
to it. Hold on now, because last night when I asked y'all what was the number one thing that was a deal breaking relationship, and y'all said sex. So that clearly shows y'all are weak to sex.
Are you saying that men are not weak to
Goes
sex?
both ways. Everybody weak to the game.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Don't
I
just say it's more
wholeheartedly
women.
agree with that.
More men are weak to the sex. That's known. Because a woman is not even going to get in a relationship or be with a man that's not compatible with her in the bedroom, outside the bedroom, at all.
But
Period.
which one of I'm gonna tell you which one of us have to work harder. Men have to come with the status,
Yep.
the finance, and most. I'm just putting it
But
out there.
hey,
Most women just come with.
that's not always true. Some men don't
And
have nothing, and the woman love them to death. So why y'all?
and not even that. A woman have to come
Oh,
with a strong mentality because you want us to be in a relationship with you, cook for you, clean for you, take care of the kids, and be mentally strong when you go out here having sex just because sex is sex and it's not
But it's
emotional.
all it's every man doing it though. It's every man. It's a lot of men that's on their shit that women coming and not bringing to the table, and this man might lose everything he got built dealing with this woman.
Well, that's the type of woman you choose. You
choose.
chose that type of
That's
woman.
your fault.
You can't blame that on the woman if that was your choice. If you have, there are more men, there are more women than men. So if you settle down with that type of woman, that's purely based on your decision.
And that's why I tell men we have to vet the women that we dealing with, cause it's the I just look at it like this: the woman, a man did more with logic and logical,
You think?
and it's
Well, if
more,
you did,
more.
if y'all deal so much more logically than a woman, why would you get with a woman that you would lose it all over a woman
Right.
that can't bring nothing to the table? If y'all so logical, why would you have a woman that can't bring nothing to the table?
Right. Oh,
If you
Now think
messing with
about
that
that
woman,
now.
it's something she bringing that the other one not.
But
hello.
he just said that they didn't bring that this woman didn't bring nothing to the
That's
table
just
and that he could
I'm
lose it
just putting
all.
a scenario out there.
But
That's
that's
a
what I'm saying.
scenario,
So in that
and it happens.
scenario, the
It
man
happens.
can't be that much logical than the woman might be a little bit more logical than the man because she came to a table that was already set up. So she was pretty logistic in her thinking.
Mm.
I don't know. Sound good to me, huh?
Okay. Sounds great to me.
Right.
I had jumped out for a minute. I'm getting back in. Let me ask y'all a question. Who y'all think requires more sex, men or women?
Men.
I don't know. I think that's circumstantial because I've been in situations where I required more sex than the man, and then that was there was a little deal breaker for me. Because like we were saying last night, I don't think partners should turn down sex, and sometimes men be, after they get that little nut, they be ready to go to sleep, but sometimes we might be ready to, keep going.
Again. And again.
Right.
And again.
You better
I
get
think
butt.
I think in most scenarios, men require more sex than women.
Yeah. And then some men just lay there just like some just
I ain't hear that last thing. The phone
I say
call.
you better get old boy some honey.
But look, Fat, we might require it more, but we found out the last couple of days it count more to them
Right.
about if it's good or
That's
bad.
what I just said, bro. Like sex, the number one thing to females from what we got out of this panel. So I know y'all require more if this the number one thing that y'all require to be in a relationship. I asked him yesterday, I was like, man, a dude could check all the boxes and just was bad at sex. It was a deal breaker.
Every single one said it.
No, that's
like
where
that
y'all are
was
wrong. We said that if you check all the boxes, most of the time the sexual chemistry would be there. Because for women, I feel like for older women, maybe not for younger women, for older women, sex is a mental thing. If this man come through and check all the boxes, unless his shit is just straight garbage, like not talking about size or nothing, just his sex, I'm talking about he just get in there a little too plump, pass out. If he check all the boxes, more than likely your sexual chemistry to him is gonna be immaculate.
Correct.
I,
What happened to everybody? I feel like maybe the service bad.
No, I think they just stopped talking.
I know mine in and out because I'm on this highway coming through the damn boondocks right now.
But yes, to just elaborate, like what she's saying is correct. Like it's not that we're interested in just the penis or whatever. It's like the whole mental issue. If a man can read my body, if he can understand my body, if he can actually check each box off, like she said, then I'm compatible with him. I know I can last long. I can last longer and won't have to worry about leaving him or cheating, whichever the
hello.
case may be.
Hello. Y'all hear that, don't you, Fat?
It will actually last
I
long.
just
I will
got back
handle
on.
this
Now what she
Her
say?
volume real low. I need her to repeat that. I need somebody else to repeat that because her volume is like she
I,
fading in the background.
You gotta
okay,
move that
I said,
to a
can you hear
mic.
me now? Can you hear me?
You say? I mean, we can hear you. Just sound like you far away.
I don't know why. But I said what she said was correct. It's like if a guy can read my body, if he can understand my body and he knows how to please me, he checks every single box off, then I'm sexually compatible with him. I won't have a reason to leave and break up with him. I won't have a reason to divorce him, cheat on him, or anything. We are sexually compatible. I know if we're sexually compatible, we're mentally compatible.
Hello.
What's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that the compatibility got to be with you? Is it more mentally compatible or sexually compatible?
Mental.
Sexually.
I just said if he's sexually compatible and knows how to read you, then he's literally going to be mentally compatible.
Right. And I think that could be
It
said the
goes
other way
together.
around. Right.
I
If
thought you
it's
just said it. The man checking out the boxes without the sex. You know, if
but she's saying
you
that's
know,
what she's
cause,
she that's what she's saying. If he's checking all the
cause
boxes mentally, they're gonna be there with one another. Her mental is
yeah,
gonna
cause
take
I feel
over in
like
that. And then so
I
that's
feel
I can go ahead. How you feel?
I get okay. I feel like that. Hey, it, a sexual thing can be that's some just like y'all like to talk about and communicate y'all talk that could be something that could be communicated too even if he ain't if it's something it might not be working right, that's something that can be talked about and it
I
got to be
mean,
on a mature
he might
level.
he might have erectile dysfunction though and can't never get it up.
Hello.
So then how we gonna fix that? By talking about
That
it. Shit, we gonna
and really with
Help
that
that
most
man.
likely that's something that could how that probably could be something that could be changed with a dietary or bodily it's something
He said it's
bodily that's going on with him
Wow.
that probably gonna have to be on him that gonna have to change it up.
oh Lord.
Cause
I
yeah,
mean
we that's more on pressure on the man. Cause we know a man know we gonna have to be in tip top shape to come up in there. Cause the pressure is on us to come in there and handle business.
but see you do understand like sexual like that goes into intimacy too. That goes into foreplay. That
Yeah,
just not
yeah.
just the poking it in. Now the thing is if you have a erection if you have a dysfunction down there, you need to go to the doctor. But as you get older, that's why they invented Viagra. It's going like, or if you just had a whole bunch of sex and you was doing a whole bunch of screwing around when you were younger, like it's gonna come to that issue. That's why they made medicine for it. But I can understand sitting down with my man and communicating. But if I'm communicating with my man what my body wants, whether I'm doing it in action or words, if I'm communicating to him what I need or what my body wants, and he's not abiding by those rules because he wants to make his own rules, then that's a conflict. That means I need to leave the relationship because he's not trying to satisfy all my wants and needs like he want me to satisfy all his.
Hello.
Okay, okay.
mm-hmm.
Just like I might be getting off the subject, but just like men always want a woman to suck them, but a man don't never want to eat.
I guess that's just what man you get and what man you are.
Then
Hey,
that just depends
that
on the
just that
man.
just something, huh?
I said that just depends on the man.
That depend on the man. I guess that's something that just come with something that that's part of the communication. Learning what, cause that's something I feel like. Hey, before y'all get to that level, somebody done both of y'all them talked about a teased on that or something. It's getting talked about before we get to that level.
Mm.
I'm reading the comments, y'all.
What they say?
Who ain't eating in 2023? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Shit, they didn't started eating booty and everything by now, so shit.
You know, you got the ones that say they don't, and you got the ones that say they do. The ones that say they don't do.
Somebody said, but what if y'all 10 years and your man have y'all 10 years in and your man have a stroke or some type of health issues? He wants to please you, but physically can't please you. And she said, so for her, it's definitely mental.
Yeah, that's a different situation right there, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
different
cause
because then that's the test of like unconditional love when it comes to
Hell
like
yeah,
some real
because a
health
lot of
issues
women will
like
leave
that.
his ass. Like you really love that man because most modern women nowadays they'll just leave him and go get him another one and let him deal with his issues himself.
Okay,
it
so
just
what's
de- I guess it just depends on it. Like one of my coworkers at work, he brought up a point that is valid, and I felt where he was coming from. We were talking about relationships that come with the relationship where y'all got marriage or especially he a married man, whatever. He said you got to invest early in that love account and that account because it's just like, man, I look at marriage, it's love, but at the same time, I guess I look at things from a business aspect. And that's just a man that invest over the years, then put in their account. When it come down to that man done put something in the account. That's just like a 401k. You done put it up in their account that, hey, if that come to happen, if you know the woman or vice versa, or the man, whatever, anything, just like a man, that's just like a man dealing with if an issue happened with child and things, if an issue happened with women, and he on that back end, not just y'all think about he can't get up. Just say y'all might have an issue where sex might be whatever. He done invested in that love account that he done built so much up, just mentally, everything, whatever. It can ride on through that. Just see that just let y'all, that just see if y'all really got some real and substantial.
So what y'all think about swingers?
Think about what?
Swingers,
Oh,
like
I just me personally, I ain't rocking like that. That's just me. I ain't
so
rocking like that. I don't know
so
what
if you
anybody
was
else got
so
going
listen,
on.
so
I
okay,
ain't rocking like
so
that.
let me ask you a question, okay? If so if the situation was reversed, right? And you've been with your woman for 10 years, y'all married, and she has something going, I don't know what she have going on, but some extreme medical condition to where she can no longer have sex. Are you not gonna have sex anymore for the entirety of y'all marriage, or are you gonna leave her? Or you just gonna cheat on her?
He gonna cheat.
It don't. Hey,
Uh-huh.
listen.
Hey.
Yeah. And I asked the question about the swinging thing because I was gonna say, like, what if the man and woman come to an agreement where the woman can have sex with other men like swingers do? Because I feel like men would take that opportunity. If something happened to me and I was married to a man and he could no longer have sex with me, I feel like he would take the opportunity if I've been like, well, I know we can't have sex anymore, so you allowed to have sex with certain women to like my discretion. I'm not saying I would do that, but I'm just saying, would if it happened with the woman, would you be able to not have sex and would you stay with her, or would you stay with her and cheat, or would you just leave her?
It just really.
Well, yeah, you're right. That would be more polyamory than swingers because the one woman can't have the one party can't have sex. So, well, I'm asking, what would you do if there was a situation with your woman?
With me being that, just listening to that men, just being honest, we like to we like to
You like to have
we
sex.
like right.
Okay, so what would you do? That's still not answering the question. In that situation, with your thought process right now, if you had to make an answer, do or die right now, what would you do?
It honestly just depends on what we have built up.
Y'all have a 10-year loving marriage. Y'all own businesses together. This is the love of your
What
life.
we
You never
have
thought
built
you would
up
find
in
another woman.
who,
You never thought you would
cause
find another woman
like
like her. Y'all have
I'm
children.
married. I'm married right.
Okay, so right now with your wife that you have, say 10 years goes by, y'all very successful, y'all have accumulated all these things, y'all have a beautiful marriage, no discrepancies, y'all might have, occasional arguments about regular things, but this the love of your life. You couldn't see your life
Me
without her.
personally with mine, what
He say what?
Yeah, swingers club do be lit. I've never been, but I've heard.
What, did we lose him or something?
I don't know, but he tapped out on that question, y'all.
Who is that? Fat? Who talking?
I don't know who the other dude was.
Nah,
Fed
that
just
wasn't me.
said Fed just said, did we lose him?
He was breaking up for a minute
with
and
me,
just faded out. Yeah,
I
go ahead.
just I just see what's up. That'll be something we'll talk about. That'll be something we'll talk about.
I think
What
that's
would
something.
be something y'all would talk about though? Like, what would y'all talk about? Would y'all talk about you seeing other women for sex, or would you talk about staying with her and not having sex?
That'll be that'll be something we'll communicate about.
A boy say you ain't finna catch him up in that web right there.
I'm here.
on, hey, on God, he like I'm gonna just keep dancing around it, but you ain't finna incriminate me on here.
Shit. Boy say he gonna give you a politically correct answer.
Answer on God.
Shit. What's up, Sean?
What's up?
That much.
Hey,
Hey y'all.
You can go on to the next question. Like I guess the question for the fellas. You can go on to this.
Okay. Well, so for the men, what do you feel like a man? Well, for the women, what do you feel like a man should bring to the table besides financial security?
Anybody want to go first? I want me to go. I need smoke. I think. Hey, well, me personally, I'm gonna just speak for myself. I ain't gonna speak for all men. I'm gonna speak for me. Like outside,
Ooh,
outside. Somebody mute themselves.
can y'all mute it unless y'all talking?
Yeah, okay. Man, for me, um, the things that I feel like I bring to a relationship outside of money and finances is, I mean, I'm a natural leader. I've been a leader of men in life. So, it's nothing for me to lead my woman. And by me saying leading mean being being her thinking box, being her wisdom, being that guy she can feel like, hey, I can lay my head on his chest and I'm safe. Being a safe place, being a mental asset, not only physically but mentally. So all of that coming with me and thoughtfulness. That's one thing I think men and women lack is thoughtfulness. So
Right.
go ahead.
Appreciate each other for one.
Yeah,
Appreciate each other.
man, you get it's so many times like men we go out our ways to try to be Superman for a woman, and at the end of the day we'll look back and be like, damn, like is the shit really worth it? Because people nowadays they really just don't appreciate big shit or small shit. I don't know if I gotta go in. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. What Tate go? He going off?
Think so.
Nah, I'm listening to y'all now. I got a little service. I pulled over to the next stuff real fast.
Alright.
Stay away. Oh,
Look, fat, I'm gonna find them even out of town.
Okay.
But nah,
So
I'm here.
go ahead. You can elaborate on what you think you a man's job to bring to the table outside of finance.
To be her rock, I feel like a man is supposed to be her rock. Like you said, somebody that she can feel protected by, somebody she can feel loved by, somebody she can feel she can go to and talk to about anything, somebody who her kids respect, who respects her kids if she got any, things of that nature. That's what I feel like to be her rock. Just period.
So, like, ladies, what y'all looking for a man to bring
And
besides money?
have good sex too.
it ain't all about sex.
Oh, we already established that.
I want someone that supports my vision. I feel like a lot of the times in relationships, women's dreams get pushed to the back burner so that they can be a wife and a mother.
I would
And
agree with you on that.
I really like for me and a man, like besides all of the sex and the financial security that I require, I I want someone who like I can share my vision with, and even if they don't see the vision with me, they're still supportive of that vision and helping me, get to it, get closer to it.
Is religion a deal breaker for y'all?
For me, yeah.
Religion.
Yeah. If would y'all date somebody that didn't believe in God?
Oh God, that's a whole nother. I
Yes,
would
no,
I
maybe
think
so.
Yeah.
You say you would?
I wouldn't
Oh, you wouldn't. Okay.
because
Religion.
Why is that
Go
though?
ahead.
why you don't?
That'll be your question to him. Why you don't? What if he gave you a valid reason? What if he was just raised up in a different family? We always get religion by our grandmamas and mamas and all that. What if he was just raised up in a different family and that's what they believe?
Well, well, I could, but you got a lot of people out there that don't.
I feel like it's a deal breaker because when it comes to terms of how to parent children and stuff like that, you'll come back to that and have disagreements because one person's gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to teach the children one thing and the other person's gonna teach the children another thing, and that's just gonna cause a disruption in the household
All right.
and the way that the household is ran.
Y'all think? I mean, you teach your children religion at a young age, like we was
What
taught in the black community, Christianity.
I Well, for me, I don't even classify myself as religious. I classify myself as spiritual. I feel like religion is surface level to what spirituality really is. That's my personal opinion. And so I do teach my children spirituality, on my scale of learning, but they learn religion from their grandmother.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not against that because I want my kids to. I feel like we put our children in a box at a young age on a lot of things, and I want my children to be free thinkers to some extent without me telling them who to identify as to some extent. I don't want them out here like feeling like, they now are a it and not a he and a she and stuff like that off of the logical scale of it. But as far like I feel like a lot of families and stuff push corrupt religion down their children's throats. When you go into these churches and stuff, you have pastors, and that's not everybody, but you have a lot of higher up people who do things that harm children. And it's kept a secret because they use religion to cover that. And that's not all cases, but that's just my experience. I do teach my kids. Hold on, they're gonna come here. Okay. Well, tell her I said don't copy you, or I'm gonna make both of y'all go to bed. But I do teach my kids to be loving and kind and respectful, and I do teach them that there is a higher power outside of us, which is God. And I teach them light and love. And I kind of don't get into like the blurring in between the lines of the more in-depth stuff because I would like to do that with them at an older age when their mind is able to comprehend that better. But that's my own parenting and personal style.
Okay, I'm just reading the comment. Ray Ray say religion is man-made. If he believes in Yahshua, that's a plus.
I mean,
What's
when
up,
you go
DJ?
to that, I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna say nobody religion wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get on that's too touchy. But I can say this: it got to be something that we don't know about it for some of the ones that's so higher up to be doing what they doing. Because if you that high up and you believe your soul is gonna go here or go there off of something that you do wrong, especially like to little kids or with the same sex or whatever. If you really believe in what you read, you wouldn't be doing it, or what you teaching, you wouldn't be doing it. So it make me think the higher ups know something that we don't know for them to continuously
Right,
do that.
right. And like you said, religion is just a touchy subject, so I don't really just get too deep into it because it's a very, very touchy subject with a lot of
Yeah,
people.
it is. I mean,
It's
but
Yeah,
just,
it's
it's
like I
like
it's a
told
it's
Family
politics.
the other
it's
day.
it's needed to be like it's you. We need to have discussions on that though,
For
and
real.
But
especially
Yeah,
like
it's like I
Christianity. Like,
told you the other day, Fat. If you want to start an argument, talk about three things: sports, religion. You talk about
in
sports,
politics.
religion,
in
and
politics,
politics. You guarantee
Yeah,
it's because it's hard to get 10 people in the room that two of them even believe the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
one of the quickest ways. But you still, if you're talking to some intellectual people, it wouldn't be an argument. It'll be a conversation.
Just
I
a conversation. Yeah,
I mean, it's a real question though. Do you think that religion has held us back over the years, bro?
Yes.
I do very much so.
I can say it has in certain ways, but I can say it helped in certain ways as well because the younger generation now don't go, they don't really believe in too much no more. Not all of them, but a lot of them don't. So I can't really speak on their situation. But back in the days, religion helped people be a better person. No matter what you believed in, it gave you something to call yourself bettering yourself for. Whether you was Muslim, whether you was Christian, whether you was whatever. If you was praying to a wall, it's something that made you better. So I feel like it has helped in a certain way too.
I feel. I mean, I'ma just be real, bro. Like, I'm a top tier like spirituality. That's my thing. I love it, and I really I've always believed in I'm protected by a high spirit or whatever. But when you look economically at the South, when you start talking about churches and religion, bro, do you know how much all of the things that we talk about as far as what we want to get accomplished in our neighborhoods and our communities financially, economically, don't you know the black churches can really get that done?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Because when you think about it. Okay, back when they freed slaves and did all of that, back in the gap, all right, what they said was, boom, how do we rebuild the South? All right, so they came up with an idea. That's why it's called a Bible Belt. They came up with an idea. You put a church on every corner, right? One thing black people gonna listen to, they gonna listen to their pastor. Okay, so I mean, it really was an economic scheme to come up with money to rebuild the South. Because what black people gonna do faithfully? They're gonna pay them tithes. They're gonna pay them offerings, and in turn, the black church takes their money and where they take it to? They take it and put it in a white bank, and they loan that money out to other people for businesses and to build wealth. Now, the same people who have been putting money in this church for 30 years, who have paid faithfully, they probably can't go to the church and get a loan to go get a mortgage or to go get a car or to get a home or something like that that's going to uplift and benefit their lives where they can pass on to their kids.
true, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But the thing about it is, you got black churches that'll help movements. Like, you got black churches that'll come help an ex-drug dealer or a drug dealer. For that matter,
Yeah.
doing
That's
something
on
positive
a
for the
smaller
community.
scale. I'm talking about on a macroeconomic scale, bro. Like,
But
it's probably 25 to 30 black churches here in Starville.
but the thing is,
What
nowadays,
if they pulled all the money together and started a financial institution to where they loan money back to their congregation to buy homes, to buy cars, to invest in businesses?
you know why they wouldn't do that? I'm not saying that all of them wouldn't, but you know why it'd be hard for that to happen? Because denominations, churches nowadays are very judgmental. You know what I'm saying? A lot of churches are very judgmental. And a lot of churches, like you say, is their pride and their ego. So if that ego wouldn't even let them team up with the person that's not the same denomination they are, some would, but a lot wouldn't. It's because you're in the denomination for me, no matter how positive. Damn, hit again.
Okay. Well, we said
Yeah,
we
like I
talking.
had broke up. I had lost service for a minute.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Don't finish your thought.
like I was saying, a lot of them can do it no matter how positive the next move on it, but no matter even if they think it's the right thing to do, just because that was a denominational no. You know what I'm saying? And so, and you know, we can talk about it all day long and go talk to some of them, and some will be not with it. But I guarantee you, majority of them, the denomination will it'll play a major part as far as when it comes to their money. Now, as far as helping each other, like we doing something in the park or we doing this or drive, yeah, they'll do that. But when it comes to those churches' funds, it's gonna be real hard for them churches to say, okay, I'm finna put some of this Baptist money with some of this apostolic money and some of this Church of God in Christ money, and we're gonna make this and that happen. Because they higher ups probably wouldn't even approve of it.
I feel you. I mean, it's an idea. Like, it's a really simple idea, and I think it'll work. But the reason why it's not gonna work because anytime a lot of money involved, bro, and people got their hands in the pot, nobody in our community, nobody can seem to get on the same page. Let me bring my boy back up. You muted, bro? Okay. You unmuted. Now go ahead. I don't know if he was trying to come back in. When you driving, the service do act a little crazy. All right. Well, what y'all think about the situation with what's her name? Let me see. I can't remember her name. The girl that got abducted in Hoover, Alabama. What's your thoughts on that? Hold
I really haven't seen a lot about it. I haven't looked into the story
on. All right, let me give
itself.
you a little.
Just if she seen the toddler or something like that,
Yeah, let me
she
give you the
stopped to help the
backstory on it.
toddler.
Let me give you the
Okay,
backstory on
shoot.
it. She was driving. She saw a toddler, what she thought was a toddler on the side of the road. She stopped. She called the police first, and then she called. I think it was her sister-in-law. The last thing they heard was her asking the toddler, was they fine or okay. The toddler never responded, and they heard screaming, and the phone went off. And this was in Hoover, Alabama. Now, I saw a report earlier today that some other lady saw a toddler in the same general vicinity area, but upon further investigation, it was a midget that was dressed in children's clothes. And by the
Mm.
time the police got there, I don't know if they took a report or did whatever, but that's what's going on. The girl got abducted, and she saw a toddler on the side of the road. Like,
I mean, that could be a lot of things. That could be like sex trafficking. That could be a lot of things because they use a lot of kids. They actually use real kids out in Texas. It's very prominent to get people for. I mean, to get people in for sex trafficking.
yep. But that's crazy. Like, just black women in general, a lot of y'all come up missing every year. And what are some of the things that you do when you're out, maybe in public or you're traveling or something to make sure you're safe? Are you a gun owner, or like what are some of the things you do just to keep, just to keep safe as a woman?
Yes, to the gun owner, and I try like when I go to any stores, I try to park in the very front. If I don't even like going into places where I can't park close to the entrance of it.
Okay.
Especially with me having kids, I don't talk to strangers. I Because that was one thing that did happen, and you know, I was thankful that my kid's father was there at the time, but some little kids came up to my car when we were leaving Lowe's one day when I still lived in Texas, and they were trying to get me to buy some little something they made, and I ended up did getting one from him, but he like got all over me when I got in the car, and they was like, people be doing that sex trafficking, and the time you take to get your money out the purse and do this, they'll be done got you and the kids. But with him being there and he was a man, they probably didn't, didn't go
Detour.
through with it, right? And he was like, but if I wasn't here, that would have been a perfect opportunity for them to overtake, you and the kids. And he was like, if they were supposed to be selling something for real, just like Girl Scout cookies and all of that stuff, they're usually at the entrance of doors. So
Mhm.
anytime in the parking lot that someone asks me to do, this and that, I just keep going. I don't even acknowledge them.
Have y'all saw the video?
Yeah, I saw the video.
It's not making sense to me
No,
because
what didn't make sense to me is the fucking when the video got ready to pull up, go off. All I saw was police lights.
yeah, but see, as the video come on, she went from a long stretch with her hazard lights on. So if by her doing that, it seems to me she had to turn around and go back. She went a long ways to be saw a child somewhere. It ain't like she just whooped to the side. It's a lot of traffic. It's a whole lot of traffic. So therefore, she started from a long ways back and went all the way up. And you never see nobody. You never see nothing but this vehicle. And if they camera look like they ought to be able to zoom and see something, you don't see nothing but this vehicle. I never saw her. You never saw her. So that it just ain't adding up to me.
Me neither. And the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, damn, it sounded like maybe somebody in law enforcement or something was involved.
I either I don't know. I saw a lot of comments and stuff, and everybody was saying maybe this was set. She just having a mental break or something because it just ain't adding up. On this video, you don't see you never see her get out the vehicle. You don't never see her, and they saying it's an ATV over in the woods, which is the neighborhood over next from the where the trees at. That's the neighborhood over there. It ain't adding. It just ain't adding up to me.
And then you would think they would have been able to set up some type of perimeter really, really quick and try to, get ahead of
And
it.
do you
Because
see the vehicles? Not everybody went. Even if you see a baby, everybody alert. Ain't just one somebody they know. Somebody else ought to call 911 instead of her.
That's
or
true.
something. If you see a baby on the side of the road or something.
Right.
I'm just saying, it ain't right about it.
Yeah, that's a strange situation. It gave me chills, like, and that's on 2 hours away from us. That's like right here.
And just I just wanted to say I ain't know too much about the situation. I'm listening and learn because I ain't know nothing about the situation or whatever. But just to say on a bigger scope of things, we just gotta teach our kids and whatever. We just got to be like situational awareness and everything that we can do to protect ourselves, especially in the community. It like you know it.
And another thing, they saw a gray car. Like the people in the comments say, they need to question whoever that was in that gray car. But on the video, you never saw another car.
Right.
Wow.
I think didn't they say something like some type of green vehicle they got on camera or something that may have stopped that a truck driver supposed to
A
be
gray
saw?
car. They
It
said
was a
they
great.
saw it was a gray car.
Okay.
But that's never shown in the video.
Right, and then you would think they say police arrived like 3 minutes later, right?
Right.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that them had to be some real professionals to abduct somebody and put them in a car?
Another thing they said, you know what? I did see where
Anytime.
she had just came and got she just left a restaurant. They was like maybe someone did something to her and drove her car there and put her stuff out or something like that.
But her mama confirmed that, she called and said that, hey, this what was going on,
Yeah, I saw her interview. She said she was on the phone and the child was like 3 or 4, and next thing they know, she started screaming, and that's all they heard.
It's
But
crazy.
on the video, you never saw none of that.
And I don't my question is the video they released, why release that if it ain't really showing nothing,
Nothing. Right. It ain't showing nothing.
You see, and then constantly, cars never stop. I could see if cars had it was a while for the cars passed. If cars constantly stop. If there's a struggle with somebody on the side of the road, somebody saw that.
Right, or are you gonna see some struggle marks or the rocks kicked up or somebody? They found her wig.
And then y'all, if she saw the little baby, more than her seeing the little baby.
Exactly. It just ain't something ain't right about it to me.
But I'm saying it probably wasn't a baby. It probably was like a midget that was dressed in baby clothing, just like the one they caught 20 minutes from now.
Even if that's the case, whoever grabbed her, that should have been seen going across through that path where where they think somebody should have saw that.
You would have saw something.
Yes. Because the cars never stop rolling.
Or like you never know, somebody could have had her at gunpoint or something when she called her mama. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But go ahead.
I don't know. What maybe they made her say it was a baby or something. You never know.
Even if that's the case, they stood there long enough for somebody to see something.
Right. With all that traffic coming through there, even like you trying to snatch a person up on side of a busy interstate like that, somebody gonna see something.
All you see was vehicles moving to the other side. If I gotta move to the other side,
moving to the other lane.
Over there and see why I'm moving to the other side.
Right.
Strange.
No, y'all just keep your head on the swivel and Make sure you protect it
Watch your
and
surroundings.
don't pull over for. I don't give a damn police put the lights on you. Pull somewhere where it's lit and safe.
I ain't lying.
Anybody, I probably, if I saw a baby, I would have gotten out and said, I would have did something. I wouldn't have never thought about a traffic. That would have never. Now I would, but if that had been me right at the end, I wouldn't have thought about that. All I was thinking about is a baby right there.
Right.
Right.
You want to, hey, everybody like, I would have never got out the car. I would have did this.
I
Man,
would've.
women are natural nurturers. Y'all see a toddler on the side of the road, most women gonna try to help.
Mm-hmm. But it's like she turned around. Then everybody in the comments said, if she turned around, she had to go down 10 miles just to turn around.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I pray she come back, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that situation like that.
Sad.
They never turn out right. A couple days from now, they probably gonna locate her somewhere. But it's
another situation happened too. Clark, ain't far from there. 18-wheeler hit the girl and kept going, and he when he stopped, he threw her body somewhere, and kept going.
Yeah, I saw that.
This happened today.
Yeah, that was down by Madison, Mississippi, wasn't
it?
Yes. So either he had someone on that truck, he ain't want a DOT or somebody to get it with, or there was something wrong with that situation bad.
They should have cameras in that truck though.
He might have had humans in there.
Could have been.
And Madison police are always busting a cartel or something coming through us. So I ain't no telling what they had going on with that.
I know, fat, because I'm down that way. I'm in Jackson, man. Madison County, Rankin County.
Shit.
They be on high alert down here.
Yes, sir. We've been on for 2 hours. All right. Tomorrow's Sunday. I got Milton Smith coming on tomorrow. He gonna come on and talk about. He's just gonna educate y'all on life insurance and how to kind of build some wealth through life insurance. Like we all need to be on for that. Monday we're gonna showcase BC, promote his clothing brand for a little while. Then we still gonna have topics after all of that. And Tuesday we got Superior coming on and talk about what she do and some of the stuff she got coming up in the community. So we'll be back on tomorrow.
That was a Superior.
Yeah, it's always good to home.
Is Superior still on now?
Still on?
Nah, yeah. She got off, but we'll have her on for probably an hour or so on Tuesday night.
That's good.
We'll have her on for an hour, and then we'll jump into the topic after she do her thing. So
I wish a lot of the black owners or whatever they got going would get on, and talk about what they got going. You know what I'm saying? So more black people, because everybody don't be on Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that.
That's what it's for. To showcase black talent, black entrepreneurs.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so thankful that you thought of this. This is like so awesome. You know what I'm saying?
And then we can have these conversations that I think a lot of people be afraid to have because they think,
right. And they might be still scared, but at the end of the day, they see comments, they can comment or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I like it.
I love, man. Hey, Fed, I appreciate you, man, doing this.
You and Fed make the broadcast though, cause y'all be debating so hard.
You talking about Fat and
Kate and Kate.
Yeah, tell you, I'm gonna make me trade.
Everybody know Fat got to have the last word.
Hey, that's the beauty of it.
It will kick you off.
All right, I'll mute you too.
But man, I just man, this thing gonna get bigger, and it's just gonna be an outlet for everybody to get on and showcase and talk about, their
Man,
opinions,
listen.
man, and we all come together and hey, just put it out there.
Right. We're gonna bring on our own. Look, we need to start building up the people who we want in the positions that we want them in. And it's just a
Yeah,
platform to promote them, bro. A platform to
yeah, cause
promote them. A platform for us to talk about issues and our like we got to come up with a solution. We didn't identify all the problems in the world, but you know, just like-minded people. Like I think I still got hope for humanity, bro. I still got hope for our people. So I think
Yeah,
with
do but
like-minded people like us, we can come together and whether you know it or not, some of these conversations they done help people already. You
right,
just don't know it.
doing stuff like this just builds up the community.
yeah,
Right.
We build our own community doing stuff like this, creating, because it's some stuff like y'all will have the knowledge on, and then some stuff other people will have the knowledge on, and just putting that knowledge together and making it work for us as a one.
And then y'all, what's good about it? You got a lot of generations on the broadcast. You got different age groups, so everybody got their own different answers and questions about a lot of different stuff, which is good
Hey,
thing.
that's the beauty of it. Like we got all different walks of life, all different people who come from the hood to people who well off. Like, but we all share like common goals, and we want to see things better. And that's the beauty of it, right there. So yeah, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. We hey, the first night it was 5 hours. Last night it was 6 hours. we cut it a little short tonight. We right over a
but
little bit over
hey,
2 hours. So
long as
it's
we
all
keep,
good.
long as we keep it going, man. Long we keep it going and keep
I
talking,
don't
because
think
I
it
know
should
longer.
matter how long you stay on. You can stay on at 1 o'clock. It don't matter. If people got
Right,
things to talk about, talk.
Because I
right.
feel like
I'm
what
not gonna. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm not finna keep going through the week. That you're not gonna keep me up all night. My bedtime is 10 o'clock. I'm not gonna do it. Shit, getting tired at work the next day.
I was tired this morning my damn self. I said, shit, I ain't slept at 10 o'clock in so long, man.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all
But
good. I appreciate y'all coming on, though. I love
oh
everybody. And we gonna keep this
love you
yeah,
going.
too.
But
much love to
Love
all
you.
y'all,
Y'all
man.
Love
have a good
y'all.
night.
all
Y'all
right,
too.
tomorrow.
All right.